What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mylan.Theparies here, live in full effect from Sacramento, California, in SD, California. Drove all the way out here to fuck with my guys, Underground Magazine, for issue 9. You tapped in. Yeah, born and raised in Sacramento. Let's see. Sac was great. I ain't gonna lie. I really had a great childhood. Um, Product of a single mother. You know, dad wasn't really there, but she did everything she could to make my life good, like as good as possible. You know what I mean? So I really did enjoy my childhood. Elementary school was fun. Junior high, high school, everything was fun. Like I really have no complaints. I low-key want to go back, but yeah, I stayed there my whole life until maybe about 22. That's kind of like things got a little rocky, and I was just like, you know what? I gotta move out. I gotta go. And I have a friend. His name is 96J. He makes music too. Now, at the time, he was like, yo, like, I'm trying to make music. And I'm like, you know what? I want to make music too. Like, let's do it. So I moved to SD like 2018 to 2019, right before the pandemic. Then I moved back home, kind of regrouped. It's like a year and a half. Moved back out to SD with some new friends and had a new mentality, a new vision. So I've been in SD about 2 years now. So, but for the most part, yeah, it's just Sacramento, like, you know what I mean? I think Sac is kind of, I'm not going to say one-dimensional, but it is kind of more on a smaller scale of, like, the diversity might not be there, but then again, it might be there. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Because I feel like it's super diverse in San Diego, and that could be because it's bigger of a city, maybe. But from what I see, like, I've just met so many people. Then again, I wasn't in Sacramento as an artist, you know what I mean, to really be in the pavement, foot to pavement, meeting people. Like, I know a few people, a few artists, but for the most part, it's kind of just like, I don't know. Hell yeah! Like now that you mention it, so I was telling him I was YouTube famous for a while, and if anybody knows the minorities, shout out to the guys. But I was a part of that, and even before then, the high school I went to was a drama high school. Like they were good for the acting, so I wanted to go to the high school because I wanted to be an actor. Like I would always go to auditions as a kid. Damn, it was on Disney Channel at one point. That was kind of crazy, but it kind of fell through. But yeah, no, I've always had a passion like just entertainment in general. So like being behind the camera, I'm super comfortable, super comfortable. Like memorizing lines. I was in plays as a kid and like recitals and all type of shit. So like it just comes natural. Yeah. My background in music is kind of cold because I think it was influenced by my grandfather a lot. He was like a drummer, and he would have musicians come in all the time, like playing saxophone or bass in the garage. And like he had like this whole like a cutout like this in a garage. And his wife, my grandma, she wasn't fucking with it. I don't think she really liked it. Just had like his own shit in the garage taking up space. But that was like his outlet. You know what I mean? That was his creative outlet. Just go on the drums, go in there and bang it out. And like he moving into the living room. So I was just always on the drums as a kid, like just playing around. Then probably when I was like 4th grade, I started playing a little saxophone, and then moving to high school, I kind of got into piano. So I was just always like captivated by music and what my mom would play in the car, like from fucking Green Day, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and fucking Bob Marley, Mary J. Blige, Jay-Z. Like it's super everywhere. Like I listen to everything. I could dabble in some country, you know what I mean? So I think it just always was gonna be music, you know what I mean? It's even funny too because at the beginning of like this go around, I would say, my mom showed me it was like 2nd grade, and when you write like what you want to be when you grow up, I had wrote rapper, and she showed me that, and it was like, look, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, and now it's happening. It's like everything happens for a reason, truly. You know what I mean? So it's cool to like see that this is the route. It just came back to that. Like you were doing all of this for this. Like so, it's cool. I like it. I'm able to turn it on. I'm able to turn it on because I would say as I was younger, I was super extroverted, like as a kid, like super extroverted. And then somewhere along the lines of like when I was like 23-ish, 22, 23, I kind of became more like recluse, you know what I mean? Like just being to myself and kind of protecting my energy. So now I am getting back out there. Like my friends encouraging me, like, bro, you got your shit is good. Like you got to get the fuck out there now. Like, you know what I mean? So when I do go out, I am able to turn it on and be that people person. Do I prefer it? I don't know. Like when the time is right. Like this is nice. You guys are dope. You know what I mean? Just super good vibes. Cause not everybody has good vibes. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. So it's like when people don't return or reciprocate that energy to you, it's kind of like, I don't really fuck with you. Like, you know what I mean? So you might run into those people where it's just like, this kind of turns me off from dealing with new people, or whether they're artists, behind the camera, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like, if your energy isn't good, I kind of don't want to fuck with you. When I get these phone calls, it's like, I really don't like talking on the phone. Like, I feel like it fucking hinders me. Like, I gotta fucking put this shit in my hand. And I only got one hand, number one. And now you want to fucking just sit here and just talk. And it don't be about shit. Like, you could have put this in a text, just summarize the shit, and then we could text it out. I really am a texter. So it's like, I'm not a fan of phone calls. I'm not gonna lie. Just, if you see this right now, if you're trying to call me, don't call me. Unless it's about business, you know what I mean? Like, if it's about business, you know, cool. If I ain't really talked to you in a long time, I guess, but sometimes I'm just like, bro, just put it in a text. Fuck yeah. So yeah, like I said, born and raised in Sacramento. All my family is really from the Bay, so the Oakland shit is just in me. I'm not gonna lie. So I be feeling like Ice Cube in the NWA. You remember he was like, buy Raider gear and Crow activator. Like, but a lot of this gear that I came in today was like first time wearing it, cause like I told you, like I don't really go out like that. So I just have shit. Like I got hella shoes, hella clothes. Like I really don't get a chance to wear. So this is my time. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put that shit on. Like I'm gonna really, cause when I get dressed, I get dressed. So gotta have the Raiders, you know what I mean? This is like a vintage starter thing. I still got the tag on it just to let you know, like, this is the first time wearing it. I'll keep the tag on. Fuck it. You know what I mean? And then this is a fresh hat. I just got this the other day, but I was like, oh, this would go perfect with this, and we're gonna rock it like that. So I'm big on my Raiders. I'm not gonna lie. One day I'll perform at halftime, maybe. No. I think the biggest goal that has always been consistent for me is consistency. Like just being able to stay consistent in any way, shape, or form, be it small or little. Like if I'm able to go super hard for a period of time, cool, keep that pace. If not, I have to dial it back down. Cool, keep a pace. Like you just have to keep a pace and stay consistent, however big or small it is. So that's number one. Like just, of course, having the finances for this shit, because music is expensive as fuck. So go ahead and run to my streams, please. Like I need a little something, damn. but yeah, number one is consistency. Another goal of mine is to have a full length project. I kind of fuck it, I can announce it right now. I plan to drop a tape in December, like right before the year's over. That would be like an EP. I guess it'd be categorized as an EP, but it's a small project. But for next year, for sure, I want to drop like a full length project and really show my versatility. Cause like I said, bro, I could do anything. I could rap, I could sing. You know, I mean, the melodic shit is whatever. I could fucking make a rock song if I needed to. You know what I mean? So I really want to have a project that showcase my talent and my skills, and I've been working on it. So that's like a big goal. You know, videos. Come fuck with y'all again, you know what I mean? Like 2024. And yeah, just growth, man. Growing as a person individually, learning shit. Yeah, those are the goals. Get in the gym, be right, healthy, eating right, you know what I mean? I'm big on eating right and treating your body right. What you put into your body is the biggest, you know what I mean? Friday is a classic. It's a black classic for real, but like I appreciate everybody who has seen it. Like if you're not black, you know what I mean? But it's so simple. I think that's the biggest thing. And knowing that simple sometimes is the most effective. Like, he literally just depicted a 24-hour day in the hood at that time. You know what I mean? And it could go either way. Like, a day off, like, on his day off, he gets fired. You know what I mean? Like, how you get fired on your day off? So now, they don't have shit to do. And they just in the hood. Like, anything could happen. So, I think that was cool. And then it was still funny. And then you see all these characters and you like, damn, like, I see her around the way. Or, like, I see him around the way. And it's like, you could relate to it. So, the fact that it was simple and funny as hell, Chris Tucker, Ice Cube, Bernie Mac, the cast is just crazy. So, I fuck with Friday. So Mylan.Theparies, I used to go by M2D. So if you look up M2D on streaming platforms, you'll see some bullshit. But that's like
M2D, like
yeah, literally. And it's like the way I had to do it, because being an independent artist, like, you don't have, not gonna say like too much control of specifics when it comes to spelling and shit like that. So I had to do it as M space 2 space D. So it looks weird off top. And then, like, it was just early music. But I had a battle with myself for, like, well, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, who am I? And, like, why did I pick this name? And, like, is this something I want to do? So when I moved back home, I was, like, fucked up mentally. Like, super depressed type shit. And my mom, shout out to my mom, really helped me through that. We had started a podcast. And then, like, we were just talking about like therapy sessions type shit. And then going back at it, I was like, you know what? Just fucking be yourself. You know what I mean? Like, the people are gonna accept you however the fuck you present yourself. And you yourself is good. Like, high school, I was fucking voted most contagious laugh. Junior high, class clown. Like, everybody has always flocked to me. And it's like, bro, you're just Mylan. Like, just be Mylan. That's good enough. That's okay. And then the Paries comes in because my mom is a Pisces and my dad is an Aries. And I was born on March 20th, which is the cusp. And I grew up literally thinking, because that's the last day. Oh, my God, that's the last day to be a Pisces. I grew up thinking I was a Pisces. Always said I was a Paries, like, always, because I'm like, oh, I'm a cusp baby. Like, I'm both. And then it was one day during the pandemic, not doing shit. I had a cousin was like, give me your time. The time is specific and shit like that. I'm not gonna lie, astrology is kind of funny. So it's like some of that shit is true. Some of it I'm like, all right, it's kind of crazy. But when he was like, put the time in and was reading out for everything, I was like, okay, a lot of it sounds about right. And then he figured out that because of my time, I'm actually an Aries. So, like, that's a quarter life crisis that I had. I was like, fuck, I'm actually an Aries. And my mom was crying and shit. I was like, what the fuck are you crying for? Like, I was like, oh, what the fuck are you crying for? Like, I was like, she's like, you're like your dad now. Like, I'm like, oh my God, here we go with this. But, so I just, the Paries is the fusion, and it's also the balance. Like, being that middle ground. I've always been like a bridge for everything, and I'm big on numerology. Like, 3 is super big. 3 and 5, like, those are my numbers. But the 3, like us 3, and then that kind of triangle. So that's where the Paries comes from. Long story short, my bad.